right, welcome everybody. So we're gonna jump right in. You know me, I'm very direct. So we're gonna get right into it. So I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna show you where to find the business plan in the Loom, and then I'm gonna jump over to the AI, and then we have a PDF summary to help you guys with more of the specific. So without further ado, I'm gonna share my screen. So when you log into a Loom, that's what you'll see. To find the business plan, hover over business tools, and then you're just going to click on business plan. That's going to open up this window. So I already started working on some of these parts. That's why it shows that it's completed. Yours are going to be all at 0% when you log in, which is good because that's the whole point. You got to fill all that out. So that's the part that you have to fill it out. And now I'm going to go into the AI. So the AI, there's a number of different AIs out there. And I just wanted to spend a few minutes on it because ChatGPT is the most common one. I think most all of you have used it. It works great. Totally recommended. If you haven't already, make sure you put your custom instructions on that. Because then it will change it and make it more specific to you. If you don't know where the custom instructions are, message me, or even better, Google it, because Google will tell you exactly where they are. So you can use ChatGPT. You can also use Tom's AI. It is on all the pages. When you log into a Loom, it is on all the pages, top right corner with the little glasses. And when you click on it, a little window will pop up. There you go. So you can use that as well. Now, I found that Tom's AI is really specific to real estate. So it gives you, in my opinion, better data when you ask strictly real estate specific questions. ChatGPT is really good for the general, writing emails, doing research, creating marketing plans. It's really good for that. But for specifically real estate related questions, I find that Tom's AI gives better answers. The only downside is that this window is not expandable. So it's a very small window and makes it a little bit hard to read. So what I'll recommend is when you type in your questions in here, copy and paste them in a Word doc, and then just move between them so you can see it on a bigger screen. It makes it easier to read because otherwise you have to scroll down here. It's a little bit harder to do it within this. Now, for my business plan, I use a third tool. You don't have to worry about it. They all work extremely similar. But the reason I used it is because for my art business, it gives me better description for my artwork. It's just a lot fluffier when it comes to art descriptions. That's the only reason I'm using it. ChatGPT will work exactly the same. So we start with the first master prompt that Tom shared into the business planning webinar. If you haven't watched it, you definitely go back and check out what Tom said. This is the Cliff Notes version. So number one, you want to take this master prompt, which is act like a professional business coach. And I have that in a PDF for you, which I'm going to share later. So you don't have to write it down. I'm going to share with you. So in your version, we said, act like Tom Ferry to help me achieve comprehensive insight on my ambitions, work ethics, dreams, ultimate business goals, financial ambitions, and the lifestyle I envision. Ask me up to 20 questions, one at a time. Okay, so then I'll start. It asked me the first question, then I answered it. So this whole process, I would set an hour aside for the whole process because it's 20 questions and a lot of them go quite deep. So you want to have enough
Maria,
time. Yeah.
are you doing this on a tab? Because right now we're still seeing the business plan in a Loom.
Oh, good. Thanks for stopping me. Let's reshare the screen. All right. Are you?
And by the way, everyone, now we see it. And
Okay.
by the way, every one of these prompts she's going to give you is all going to be in Discord, so you don't have to write them down.
All right. So back to the first prompt. So you start with the act like Tom Ferry, help me achieve my comprehensive insight, etc. It's going to ask you the first question. You're going to answer it. the more detailed you are in your answers, the better results you're going to get at the end. So if you just give it 1 or 2 sentences, that's all it's going to know. If you give it a full paragraph, it's going to know a lot more about you, your motivations, and everything else. So that's why maybe an hour is actually too short. I would say an hour and a half. So you really, really have time to think about this, type it in, and get good results afterwards. Second, so it happens at ChatGPT, it happens here, it will happen in Tom Ferry. Even though I told it at the beginning to ask me 1 question at a time, for some reason, it continues to lump a bunch of questions in 1 prompt. So when that happens, just ask it to give it to you 1 question at a time. So when it gives you this 3 or 4 questions, just say, please ask me 1 question at a time. And then it's going to be like, okay, got it. And it's going to go again, 1 question at a time. Answer all of it just like we talked about it. This is another problem that you may run into. So I gave it the answers, and then it gave me a bunch of suggestions, like what I should do specific to that 1 question. And then it stopped asking me the questions. So I had to remind it, please continue asking me the questions 1 at a time. Somebody is not on mute. If you can mute yourself, please do, because that'll help the rest of everybody that's on the call. All right, so just remember that if this happens, this is not something you did wrong. It just, for some reason, certain prompts, you have to tell it to it 1 or 2 times. Eventually, it did catch on and start asking me 1 at a time, but I had to remind it at least 3 times. All right, so you're going to keep going with the questions. They're very specific and really good, very targeted to A, help you figure out what your action plan is, and B, the vision, motivation, and all the stuff that's in the first page. So I'm going to jump back to the other page. Are you seeing the business plan right now, or am I still on the on the AI?
You're on the AI.
Okay, I don't know why this keeps happening. I need to share my entire screen. Hold on.
Yeah, that's, instead of showing the tab, show the entire screen.
Let's try this again. So are you seeing the business plan?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So first page again is the purpose. So when you click on the purpose, it's going to ask you for your vision, mission, and values. Depending on your personality types, this may be really hard for you. I find that all my more analytically minded clients have a real hard time with this one. But when we get to units and goals, no problem. That's no problem. And vice versa, if you're more expressive, this might come really easy to you, and then the units and goals might be a little more challenging. And if you're well balanced, you might not have an issue with any of these. I am leaning more towards the analytical side, so I always have a hard time with identifying all these things. Even though they're in my mind, putting them out written as something that I can go back and read later on has always been challenging. So with the AI, I got so excited because it helped me finish these 3 things that are usually a struggle for me. So let's jump back into the AI. Are you seeing the AI right now, or am I still on the business plan?
AI, you're good.
Okay, we figured it out. Good. All right. So once you do all the questions, see, lump them all again. Then I had to ask it. Once we answer all of them, let's go down. Looking for number 20s, 19, 20, there we go. All right, so once we have all of the content, you can ask it to compile the notes from our discussion into a comprehensive action plan for me to review and expand on each answer with a plan of action. And it did a really great job. I'm telling you, if you're reading what it gave to me, it's really fantastic advice. And like Mike said, is very close to what we actually have brainstormed and come up with what I should be doing. Like I should do more paintings. I need to explore licensing deals. research art residences locally. All these things that were in my mind, it put them together. I did not tell it these things. I did not tell it I'm looking for art residences. I did not put any of that. It just extracted based on the answers that I give it and said, this is what you should focus on in the next year. So it gave me fantastic answers, including how to price my artwork, which is something notoriously quite difficult. So I was super impressed. So once we have all that plan, and we can go, so this is the high level plan. You can tell it to get more detail because this is still quite high level. So next part I asked it, please expand on all parts of the high level plan and outline a more tactical monthly, quarterly objectives and tasks that will help me move each goal forward. Those prompts are also in the PDF that we're going to share with you. So don't worry about it, you're going to get all of it. And then it came up with monthly, quarterly, and then the next month, the next quarter, all the stuff that I should do, very specific, very detailed for every month of next year. All right, then I asked it for more details. You can do that. Then it got even more granular and got longer and longer and longer. All right, so that is part of the tactical units and goals and financial, but we really want to help with the vision, mission, and values. So the next question to the A was, based on my answers above, outline a 1-year, 5-year, and 10-year vision for me. And it did it, and it was so good. I'm telling you, it was so good. It's everything. I mean, a lot of this is what I fed it to it earlier, but it put it really concise in bullet points and something for me to print out. It's already actually printed, and it's on my vision board in my art studio. So I can look at it and know this is what I'm working towards. 1-year, 5-year, and 10-year plan. Okay, so that should help you with, let's go back, the vision. Because when you click on the vision, it's going to ask you for the 1, 5, and 10-year plan. So when you get that, you can copy and paste it, or you can ask it to write a paragraph for you, because as you can see, these are all into bullet point format, which is good for me. I love bullet points, but it's not as exciting if you're going to read it back to yourself and get like emotion out of it, excitement, and a desire to actually fulfill the plan. So then I asked it for the paragraph, and again, I was just blown away. And it just puts everything that we have in this line item, it puts it into a paragraph that I can just read. And like Tom always says, if you connect to your visions emotionally and you're excited about it, there's a much better chance that you're actually going to do what's in the vision and they're actually going to achieve what you want. So I was super jazzed about these 1, 5, and 10-year visions. Really, really excited about it. Then I asked it, create a powerful mission statement that reflects my purpose, values, and inspiring vision for the next year. So right here, when we're going to go back to purpose, you're going to see the next one is our mission statement. And then you can just copy that, paste it right in. You can always edit it. So don't think that you have to use whatever ChatGPT or Tom's AI is giving you. I loved it. I changed some things because I copied and pasted in my Word doc. I changed some things, very few things, but definitely read it through. And if you find something that it doesn't align, by all means, we got to change it. And maybe you want to, like, for instance, if in your vision, it puts something that is completely not something that you want to do. Let's say it says that you want to focus on working on investments for whatever reason. You can always say, I am not interested in working with investors. Please rewrite the plan and take that out. So you can always give it some extra instruction based on what you're seeing, whether you like it, whether it's right in line with what you're thinking, or we need to tweak it a little bit. So always throw in an extra instruction in there. Okay, so let's see. We got the mission statement done. Next one is bold for some reason. It's not that this is more important than any of the other ones. I just copied and pasted it, and for some reason it turned out bold. So what core values drive and define me? I love this one. I really love the answers that it gave me. And this was one question. I'm like, how is this thing, this computer program, know my values and what really drives me? I was really skeptical about this particular question. And what it gave me was, I mean, it's so closely aligned to what I want to convey with my art that I'm just so excited that I didn't have to write it. And it came up with stuff that's really what I want to convey, specifically about the joy and spreading joy through my artwork. So the fact that I pick up on that, I was very impressed. So you're going to copy that, paste it into your mission statement. Again, if you want to edit it, please do so, because this is your mission statement. And ideally, when you go back to it, you want to read it and be like, yes, this is why I'm doing real estate, and get you excited about the business again. All right, moving right ahead. So this is the core values. Same thing, copy, paste, or edit. And then the motivation, so very similar. The motivations seem to be directly related to the core values, which kind of makes sense if you think about it. Core values, motivation, usually when you work something that is close to your motivation, it is your core value. So it kind of makes sense, they're very similar. Okay, and then this is a really good question. What additional accountability do I need to ensure my success? And the reason I asked it is because the next question, the business plan, of course, is going to be about accountability. So when we go there, it's going to ask you about the why and the question. I completed it, so I can't click on this, but you get the point. When you click on it, it opens and you copy and paste what you want in there. All right. So look at the accountabilities. They're pretty good. Find an accountability partner. Ecosystem, you have so many opportunities, really easy way to find an accountability partner. Hire a business coach. Look at that. Already checked off that part. For me, I got to join a mastermind group. We already have mastermind groups. Every other week we do a joint call, and we also do a call on Friday. So all the suggestions that are here are really good suggestions on how to up the accountability. Because as Tom says, the more people you're accountable to, the more people know what your big goals are. And when they see you and they ask you about your goals, you're really ensuring that extra push. Because if you tell your friend, you know what, this year I want to sell 50 homes. This really, my commitment is to help 50 families find a new home. So when you see that friend, they're going to ask you, so how are you doing with the 50 sales? Did you get there? Like, where are you at? And I know this works because for my art business, I have a commitment to do 100 paintings. I'm at 84. But when I see people and when I talk to them, they always ask me, so when are you going to get to 100? I'm like, I'm working on it. And because of that accountability, actually, I'm very close to completing my goal. So the more people that know about what you want to achieve, the easier it is for you to get an extra push when you see them. And if you have kids, those are probably the best accountability partners. I don't know if this is on the list. It may not be. But if you have kids and you share your goals with them and what they will get when you reach your goal, I guarantee you there won't be a day that goes by that you're not going to get a check-in on how your goals are performing. So think of your kids. They're awesome accountability partners. And an amazing side benefit is that you're teaching them about setting and achieving goals, which is something that they're going to take with them for the rest of their lives.
Or you can use your husband, because you got 11 weeks to do 16 paintings. Just a reminder.
That works really, really well as well. So husbands, children, friends, coaches, again, the more people that know about your goals, the easiest is it going to be for you to get that extra accountability that we all need. Everybody needs a little bit of extra accountability to get that push to do the things that we don't want to do. We all have the things that is like, oh my God, I don't want to do this, but I know it's going to get me closer to my goal. So the accountability, the excitement, the mission, the value, it's all when you're in that time that you're like, oh my God, I just don't want to do anything today. That's the time to pull all this out and look at it, reread it, get that excitement, spend an hour, little pity party, and then get back into action. All right. Then what I asked it was really, really exciting again. Write a message to me and my coach stating how seriously I am committed to implementing this plan and being held accountable to it. So this is, again, another tool for you when you're not feeling up for doing the work. Pull up that letter, send it to me. We're going to revisit it every once in a while because this is your commitment. What are you committed to? Why are you committed to it? And how are we actually going to put it out in the world so it's reality instead of just a dream in our minds? All right, so I wanted to leave extra time for questions. We're at 1:30. So any questions that you guys have on how to utilize the AI to write the business plan? The first three sections. So we're only focusing on the first three questions. Any questions from you guys? Yes, Kathy, you're on mute though.
Hi, I did have a question. I've been utilizing ChatGPT, but I'm focused on expanding my knowledge so I can utilize it in all aspects. So this is amazing. So when I go into the system to do my business plan or whatever, right, listing detail, is this ChatGPT? Can I use it outside of being on my computer? Like I can put it on my phone.
Yes,
I can
absolutely.
put a document in there and ask it to write it in a different way. I guess it's the prompts, learning how to prompt it.
Yes. So great point. All of you should have ChatGPT on your phone. There's an app on Google and on Android and on iPhone. It's free. Download it, start using it. Now, as far as writing the emails on the go on the phone, you can certainly do it. I just find it's a little cumbersome to do the selecting, and especially if you want to do some edits. Because here's the thing, it is amazing. Writing emails, any sort of text is really, really good. However, sometimes you can totally tell that ChatGPT wrote it because it's very, pompous, and it's like written in a way that I would never write it. This is why the custom instructions in ChatGPT are super crucial. Put those in there so it sounds more like you, and go through it, change a few things, like specifically for email, for business planning, for anything else, you can use it as is. But for emails, I find that some tweaks and edits are still necessary here and there. So it sounds like you and not like it's generated by AI. That makes sense? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you're still muted though.
Besides the ChatGPT, is there something more because I've been using it, is there something more to incorporate to have it more based on real estate?
So specifically for real estate, I find that Tom's AI is actually even better.
Yeah.
That doesn't have an app yet. I'm not sure where the development team is on that. So that one you have to use on your computer, log it into a Loom. But that one's awesome for any sort of real estate questions. We just, with my coaching clients, we're using it to write email drip campaigns. So if you don't have any email drips going to buyers and sellers, what Tom's AI comes up with, you can use verbatim. It is so good. So totally suggest checking out Tom's AI, ChatGPT. Like you see, I'm using all three. This is a different one. And right now I'm using all of the AI, and then decide which one's working best for you. because I saw that this one works really good for art descriptions, but I tested it against ChatGPT for a couple of weeks and then decided, you know what, this one a little bit better in descriptions. And ChatGPT a little bit better in helping me create like marketing plans, respond to emails and that kind of stuff. So my suggestion to all of you is just use the AI for anything that you can think of, so you get more comfortable with it. I use it for recipes. I use it when I have some random questions. Instead of going to Google, I'm starting to go to ChatGPT a lot more often and asking it to give me the answers. Even though Google also has an AI built into it, it's called Bard AI, and that has other different strengths. So all those tools, just use them a little bit here and there, even for your personal stuff, like helping kids with homework. What should I have for dinner? I have these 3 things in the fridge. What should I cook for dinner? I mean, you can use it for so many things. It is absolutely unbelievable. I cannot think of one area that I would not use it.
When you're packing for a trip.
Sure.
By the way, I just checked because I wasn't sure either if the AI was working in Tom's app. If you have the Loom app on your phone, Tom's AI does work on your phone.
Oh, good. Okay.
Just open the Loom app. I did it while we were on this call just to make sure. I went into my Loom app and the beta version is there, and it actually looks better than it does on the computer because it takes up the full screen.
Oh, good. Oh, I forgot to talk about the flyer. The flyer is going to be in our resource document. So it's got the master prompt, the 2 additional questions that you may need to ask it. And then after you've answered all 20 questions, these are the prompts to get all the rest of the stuff that we discussed: the vision, the mission statement, core values, action plan, all that good stuff. So this
It's already in Discord. You want to show them where it's at?
Yes. So you can go to Discord and you're going to click on Langgle resources, and
then scroll up.
Scroll up. Business planning resources. And it's right here. AI prompts to help create your business plan. When you click on that, it's going to open this flyer. And I believe I can edit some versions of Adobe. You can go in and copy paste it. If not, I can send a different document that you can copy paste out of it, because we don't want you to retype stuff. All right, any other questions? Yes, Kathy.
So how would let's just say I put a reel together, a walkthrough reel, and then I asked, which I do, ChatGPT, give it some prompts, write this. Is there a way to upload that video and say, write a story, do a narrative on this walkthrough?
Gotcha. Right now, I have not seen a tool that analyzes video. I understand what you're saying, but you might want to just give it in the prompt, just give it saying, hey, I'm doing a walkthrough video. These are the features of the home. Can you create the script for my video? And then it'll do it. Because right now, I mean, it would be awesome if there was a video analyzing thing. It doesn't exist yet. There's some image analyzers out there, not 100% up to par. So all of you guys that are doing video, use ChatGPT to create your script. And you can even ask it questions like this. I'm a real estate professional. I would like to get more exposure for my listing on 1234 Main Street. What do you suggest I should include in my video reel? Boom, 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 boom. Great. I love these suggestions. Can you now turn this into my video script? It's going to give you the video script. So just start talking to it. Even it's not a human being, but you can talk to it a lot like a human being. And if it gives you an answer you don't like, you can say, no, I don't like this, change it. And then the custom instructions, I cannot stress enough how important the custom instructions are, because that would change it into your AI that knows you, knows your name, knows your style, knows what you do. So when it gives you the answers, it will use some of that information that's from the custom instructions. All right, any other questions? Okay, well, I think we answered all or most of the questions. If you have any other ones, shoot me a message, send me an email. I am available when I'm not doing this on calls. I'll be totally happy to answer any questions because I love the AI and anything to do with technology. So feel free to ask me whatever you need.